Steenhuisen is concerned about false information regarding the effects of the Expropriation Act.
If that misinformation becomes fact, it has real-world consequences. And if it leads to the cancellation of aid, if it leads to the cancellation of preferential access to certain markets, it will have an effect on all South Africans. But mostly, it will have an effect on those who are currently taking advantage of these systems. And as the Minister of Agriculture, it concerns me that some of this misinformation may well lead to real-world consequences that could see us losing preferential access for agricultural goods in other markets, and excessive tariffs being put on South African goods and services.
However, the DA leader says the party will still challenge the constitutionality of the act.
We will approach the courts, arguing that this act is indeed procedurally and substantively unconstitutional. And that position has not changed. As long as Dean McPherson or any other DA public representative is Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure, we will be able to mount protection from arbitrary action through the minister responsible for the Act's implementation. However, the reality is that situation cannot be guaranteed forever.
Speaking on the GNU, Steenhuisen said it had not been easy, but the country is in a better situation than before. He says he's pleased that the ANC has doubled down on some aspects of the national health insurance legislation.
And I'm pleased to see that we've received an undertaking now that the provisions which would have caused the termination of the private medical aids have now been taken out of the medium-term development plan. I want to be clear. We are insisting that private medical schemes and aids must remain as they are, separate from the government scheme.
The DA leader insists that government must move faster on reforms to boost the economy.
The GNU needs to do a number of things. Firstly, it should commit to a credible plan to reduce government debt and then stick to it. It's the sticking to it part that is actually the most important. We need to end bailouts to failing state-owned enterprises and begin the phased privatization and public-private partnerships of non-essential SOEs, redirecting those funds to the critical economic infrastructure and service delivery. Thirdly, we must implement a strictly managed spending review across government departments, ensuring measurable outcomes for allocated budgets and eliminating programs that are duplicated or lack impact.
Steenhuisen says the recent load shedding emphasized the need for reforms and for private power generation. Tulelani Philip, SABC News, Parliament.